Well, we're talking about telematic solutions today, and I can tell you right now that the future is already here. Of course, we're talking about Carlink, the remote starter add on feature that's completely driven by an application on your phone. We've got their product expert coming in, Daniel Bisceglia, to talk to us about all these new technologies, and it's going to be a wild ride. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Carlink, and it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. We're talking telematics today, and a very unique invention or application or whatever you want to call it. It is certainly a unique solution to telematics. It's called Carlink, and if you haven't heard about it, you've come to the right show. Not only are we going to talk about what it's all about, but some of the new features that they've added to their latest version. Now, Dan, lot to talk about today, but what are we going to be covering on today's Connected?
Hey, Ben, thanks for having me here today. We're going to talk about the new Carlink ASCL7 and all the great features that we carried over from the previous one and all the new features we added into the latest generation. We're going to talk about things like security notifications and Geo Fencing and an all new guard feature.
Oh, it sounds like we're going to be going down the checklist today, but first, an opportunity for our partner SiriusXM to remind you why it's always a great add-on sale. And when we come back, we've got Carlink and Daniel Bisceglia in the house, and let's get into all the new features. Don't you dare go away.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
All right, folks, welcome to today's Connected. We're talking Carlink, the powerful remote add-on system. If you haven't heard about it, we've got the specialist in the house with us today. Let's break it down for the people, Dan. If they haven't heard about Carlink, what is it and what is its main function?
Carlink is a cellular telematics add-on device that can be connected to most remote starter brands that are out there on the marketplace today. It allows you to control your vehicle all through an interface on your mobile phone, eliminating the need for any transmitters to be carried on your keychain.
So if you're hearing about this for the first time, then I don't know where you've been, probably under a rock, because this thing has literally revolutionized the way users can really take advantage of their remote starter. Now, Dan, obviously we have a checklist of different features to go through, but I wanted to point out a couple cool things. You know, this is a cellular-based product, right? You can have access anywhere. So I want you to talk a little bit about, the zone of the coverage, and also what does it cost to the consumer for its service?
The new Carlink hardware is capable of connecting to any major US cellular carrier in the marketplace today. What it'll do when it turns on or it travels around the US, it'll find the strongest carrier and attach directly to it. You no longer have to worry about having Verizon or AT&T coverage. This device will connect to any of those services that are out there. The device is also compatible with both services in Canada and in Mexico. So now you can travel anywhere within North America and still have coverage with this new hardware.
All right, so now that we understand the coverage and how it actually works, rest assured, pretty much you can control your vehicle from just about anywhere in North America. Now, of course, we're not going to spend time on the basic features like start, stop and unlock and lock. Let's dive in a little bit deeper about these exciting new features, starting with some telematics features. Now, you may or may not have heard about the term geofencing. Do you know what that is? Well, I'm going to let Dan explain to you what it does and how the new Carlink system actually does it.
All right, Ben, let's talk about that geofence. So a geofence is a zone around a particular location, and anytime your vehicle exits or enters that zone, you can get a notification. You can use geofences to get notifications to make sure when your vehicle arrives or leaves home or arrives or leaves the workplace. So let's look at creating a geofence. It's very simple. At the bottom of the control screen, we just click vehicle settings, and then we click geofences. From here, we can see a list of any geofences that we've created. In this case, I have one around our work location. If we want to create a new geofence, we can just press the plus button at the bottom. We can also edit any current geofence. So we jump into this work geofence, we can see its location, and we can also see that I'm currently getting notifications anytime my vehicle either enters or exits the zone. Whenever you're done with your changes, you can just click update and it'll save those settings for you.
So as you can see, if you're learning about geofencing for the first time, this is a really productive tool or feature built within the app that you can preset the type of areas that you want to get notifications for. Like Dan said, whether you're entering that zone or exiting that zone. But what if you want to do something real time? What if you perhaps have a child that's going to a party, a sleepover, and you want to just make sure that, they're doing exactly what they're saying they're going to do? This next new feature is called Guard. Dan, please walk us through it.
Yeah, Ben. So Guard is very similar to GeoFence. With GeoFences, we're going to create zones around our popular places that we go throughout our work week or the weekend, such as home or work. In this case, we want to look at or create a fence around one particular location that we may not go to very often. So I'd like to use the example of a teenage driver. You have a teenage driver that's going to spend the night at a friend's house. What you can do is you can create a zone around that friend's house. So anytime the vehicle leaves that zone, you can get a notification. To turn the guard feature on, you press the vehicle settings icon at the bottom, you tap geofence, and then you activate the guard feature. What that does is it creates a small geofence around the vehicle's current location. Anytime the feature is activated and that vehicle leaves that location, you'll automatically get a notification. So if your teenage driver says they're staying at their friend's house overnight and you get a notification that they've left, you can contact them to see what's going on.
All right, there you have it. 2 new geofence / guard type features that really elevate what the power of the Carlink can do for you, especially when you want to track your vehicle's whereabouts in real time. All right, couple other features when it comes to the user experience. There is some customizable UI stuff going on. Let's walk through it.
The new Carlink ASCL7 app is customizable to your user preference. So right here on the home screen, one of the first things we can customize is the vehicle year, make, model, and color at the top. Now we can put our exact vehicle and color right at the top of the control screen. Makes it very easy to identify what vehicle we're controlling. We also see that vehicle in our garage section as well. So you can quickly access the vehicle that we want to control. Another customization feature is the control icons at the bottom. So you'll notice we have lock unlock remote start here on the main page. If we swipe from left to right, we get access to the auxiliary control screen. Here we can customize what buttons we want to add depending on the features that we installed for our customer. I always like to use the example of a van with sliding doors. If we've activated control for those sliding doors through the Carlink app, we can add those icons. So now the customer doesn't have to guess if auxiliary 1 is controlling the left door or the right door. We can put that icon and that label directly on the button, making it super easy to operate.
I gotta say, the visual on that UI is absolutely appealing and certainly something your customers would feel very comfortable using. And the identifiable visual marker with their vehicle can't go wrong. Dan, I want to take a second to circle back to something I guess a little bit more GPS based, and that has a lot to do with trip history. You've ever wondered where a vehicle has been, from where it started to where it ended? Is there a way to kind of play that back?
Yeah, Ben, that's a great question. In the previous version of Carlink, the ASCL6, we only had access to vehicle locate. So you could see where the vehicle was at that exact time you requested the location. With the new ASCL7 and the Premium Plus plan, you have access to historical GPS information like trip history. On this particular vehicle, if we want to view the trip history, we click the position icon at the bottom, and then we click trips. It'll give us a complete list of our trip history going back more than 90 days. And you can see here that we have all of the relevant information from start points, stop points, the average miles per hour, as well as the distance traveled. If we click on that trip, we can see the overview of the trip right here on the map. And if we click the playback button, we can watch that vehicle drive along the map, just like if you were waiting for your rideshare car to come back and pick you up. You can see all the different waypoints along the way, and then you can even speed and advance the trip. It's a really cool feature that we have available only on the ASCL7.
Definitely a super cool new feature with the trip history now available on the new version of Carlink. All right, so I want to go back to something you mentioned, Dan. You mentioned on a premium plus plan. So here's a great opportunity to discuss the different plans available for subscribers to sign up to.
So when a customer purchases an ASCL7 from you, they automatically get 1 year of our premium service included. The premium service includes features like your control features, lock, unlock, remote start, as well as all your auxiliaries. It also includes the basic GPS locate feature. So if your customer only needs to find out where the vehicle is at that exact time, the premium plan is the one for them. If you do have a customer that wants to know where the vehicle has been all day or any time in the last 90 days, the Premium Plus plan is the one that they'll want to go with. It'll unlock all the great features that we just talked about, like Geo Fence and Guard, as well as all the historical data. That plan is included for 30 days from the time of purchase, and the customer can enroll and purchase that plan anytime during that trial period or after.
So, Dan, it seems to me that this is a platform that continues to evolve. We see it with the new version, with a couple of these new features that you've introduced. So, I can't help but be curious as to what other features might be coming down the pipe. Are you in a position to give us some insight?
Yeah, Ben, we can talk about two great features that are coming down the road. The first one is a security upgrade package. The hardware was developed with additional sensors that allow us to add security features directly to the Carlink hardware. So rather than adding a full-blown security system with a shock and tilt sensor as an add-on, the Carlink ASCL7 hardware can provide those features for you. So when activated, it'll give you the ability to have shock sensor detection as well as a tilt detection. That way your car is fully protected, even if you did not install a full-blown security system into the vehicle. We're also working on a really cool dash cam integration that will allow you to integrate a ThinkWare dash cam directly to your current ASCL7 hardware. Now you have the upgradability to add new features like dash cam notification, as well as photos and videos transmitted directly to your app. All of those are on our product roadmap, and we'll bring you more information as the program develops out.
That was Vox Electronics' Daniel Bisceglia joining us, not only breaking down a lot of the new features from the new Carlink platform, but also some goodies coming down the pipe. Stay tuned for that ThinkWare dashcam one. I think that one's going to be a huge hit. Now, if you're interested in finding more information about Carlink, make sure you hit up the official Vox Electronics on the page right now. We'll put it on the screen. And I want to thank Dan for joining us today. Now, my takeaway, Carlink is absolutely not only a unique product, but a must-have offering for any store that is installing remote start. The beauty is it works with just about every platform out there, whether Vox Electronics sells it or not. The important thing here is a great add-on option that must be presented to the customer at every given moment. This provides such great features such as accessibility from anywhere in North America. The idea of using your phone with an app-driven process is really, that's what it's all about these days. And now we take a closer look at some of these added features, whether it's the Geo Fencing, the Guard feature, or a couple of these new features coming down the pipe. If you are the specialist in this field, it is your duty to present this product to the customer, because guess what? They won't know about it, but you do. So show them. And I think every single time you do, I think you'll be pretty surprised with the outcome. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.